Okay, so shall we begin? Yeah, ready to roll? Greetings, Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Fateh, yeah. Sylvia, how good is it? All right, so today we want to again kind of just look at where we are. How can we navigate through the changes that are underway such that we maintain our health? That's a critical thing, right? The bottom line is don't lose it. Because that's the way it is. You can just see it. Yeah. Yeah. You can just see it, right? And this level of stress and anxiety will leave its mark, and is leaving its mark. And some are feeling it more than others. But it's important to maintain a level of discipline in order for us to navigate through, right? So we are now, again, we just need to take a realistic look at what's going on, right? So we're about 3-4 weeks from Christmas, 5 weeks from Christmas, something like that. Yeah, something like that. And all of a sudden, everyone's being told, first, your Christmas is cancelled. Then, oh, by the way, you can have 4 days. You've got to ask yourself, is this virus so clever that can work out? Or is it just a game being played? Psychological game being played. Right? And this game keeps you engaged. Taking it away, now you can have a bit. Taking it away, hey, you can have a bit. And you have to ask yourself the question, where is it leading? I mean, why am I being led like this? Firstly, the fact that you are, and that's quite hurtful. Right? When you first realize, oh, man, is this what's been going on? And if you look behind, exactly, the pattern's been the same. One hand slaps you, the other hand rewards you. One hand slaps you, the other hand rewards you. That's the way it goes. That's how we train dogs. Sit, reward. Don't sit. Oi, sit down. Yeah? Pull the chain, however you do it. Reward, it's Freudian psychology. How you train things. Reward, punishment. Reward, punishment. And because we learn that can fluctuate your internal state. You'll be anxious, you'll be tired, you'll be depleted, you can't sleep well, nothing more than storytelling. Right? And we recognize that. We have to recognize that. And we go into those stories and we believe those stories to be true. So now this is time to come to the space of silence, space of stillness, go beyond the mind just for a while. Just maybe 10 minutes in a day, half an hour in a day. Because unless I'm seeing something that you're not, right? But to me, life is about being free. And if you've known freedom in thought, freedom in a way of living of life, just the way I walk like this down the street, freedom to be, that's what you are. Just the freedom to be that. And all of a sudden, you see this and say, why aren't anyone noticing this? But we are. And this is where responsibility comes in now. If you see things that provide you with some trust your place, find your truth in that. At this time, the energy is very fluid. And as we said to you, the changes in the states are going to have global implications. Global implications. And it's going on now. I mean, how much used to, have you noticed? More people say, well, I'm kind of used to it now. I'm used to it now. And you think, really? How easy it is to train some sheep. How easy is it? No critical thinking. In fact, you're not allowed to think now. I am sure I'm being diagnosed somewhere as alternative reality syndrome. I am sure about that. Right? But it's my reality. I don't need consensual reality. I'm not interested in that. I'm interested just in my reality. And my reality has to pass certain tests. Is it experiential? When I put my hand in, does it burn me? 2, is it logical? And 3, is it consistent? If I do it tomorrow, will it do the same thing? If it passes these 3 tests, reality is reality. So let's look at the old pandemic reality. Is it logical? Could be. Could be. Is it experiential? Well, not necessarily. Because the experience is very different to what's going on. Is it consistent? No. The worldview falls. We go with any worldview with those 3 questions. It cannot stand for truth. So when we see this and we see the implications on young people, self-harm, it's like on a good note, part of this change that's going on is impacting young people, parents, in all sorts of different ways. And we've put together a group of people who are working together or starting to work together towards a free initiative that's going to go online towards the end of this month. Yep.
Yes, 29th, Sunday 29th.
And we just want people engaged in it, and it's giving people practical solutions, because that's what the need is now. And these practical solutions are first to do with your health. That's it. Just let's deal with your health first. Mental health, emotional health, as it's becoming more and more prevalent. Secondly, what can we do in order to first recognize that there is something strange going on? Right? You don't need to say anything. There's something strange going on. That wasn't going on 6, 12 months ago. Right? But there's something strange going on. Don't necessarily need to know what it is, but there's something strange. The second question is this strangeness in any way enabling my life to flourish? Or is this strangeness impacting my life where it's being destructive, constrained? That's the question. And then we find, no, doesn't stand up. So by recognizing what we are being bombarded with, we allow ourselves, 1, to be critical of it, 2, allow this strangeness to inform you. That you, each one of us, each simple one of us, not just here, but this is a really important group. Each one of us has a responsibility to ourselves. And that responsibility collectively will change the reality. Will change the reality that you have. Because this is what it means to be sovereign. This is what it means to be human. That we take responsibility for what's going on. We take responsibility. And what does that mean? Integrity, standing with what you know to be true to your values. That's it. I'm not selling out. Whatever it is, I'm not selling out. If it's true to me, it's true to me. And if we can adopt just the fact that I don't buy this, just that space, that at least you rejected that worldview, and you sit in yourself, that sovereignty comes about by itself. You don't have to do jack. Just have to reclaim it. And this is why these meditation sessions, only time will tell. But I am certain time will tell. Just like we knew how mindfulness and meditation will tell in time the value. And it has. Took me 25 years trying to introduce this stuff. No one would take it for serious. No one thought it was of any seriousness. But now it's considered to be absolutely fundamental to our mental health. But there is more to this than meets the eye. And that's what I want to tell you. That's what I want to tell you. The mindfulness, piece of cake. We can all do it, love it, and we all get something out of it. Simple to do, easy to follow. Discipline is the hard thing, making sure that you do it. The second thing is that as a group that is being taught and we are learning within an environment about our states of consciousness, how to meditate, how it impacts our health and well-being, we become informed. Informed through your experience, not knowledge anymore. That is it. Just take your responsibility. Take your responsibility for yourself, whatever that means to you. And the moment you begin to do that, we begin to shift the reality. That's it. But we can't wait for someone else. Everyone teaches us that there's some external savior that's going to come and save you. No, my friends. The external saviors only tell you how to save yourself. That's their grace. They tell you how to do it. That is how they save us. So humanity is now going through a experiential, existential, transpersonal crisis. What's the point of my life? Can my life change that quickly? Can I be made to wear a mask and kneel down and to keep 6 meters away or 2 meters away from each other? What does that do to me as a human being? And then there are those who go and enforce it. But they have children. They have families. How long can you stay with the oppressors? How long? We're all being taken into account. Where do we stand, my friends? And this is what I mean by taking our position. Our position, meaning position for yourself. I know where I stand. I know this. That's enough. The rest will take care about itself. The second thing that we get plagued with is insecurity. How will I get on? What will happen to me? Yeah? Who will feed my kids? Who will feed me? What happens if the job market changes? Which it will and is. We have to ask ourselves, what looks after you at the moment? What determines whether your heart beats or doesn't? Whether you're able to see or not? What determines that? What determines every time you eat something, it's broken down into its constituent parts, everything goes into its right place, everything does its own thing in order for you to function? How much control do you have on that? Just a rhetorical question. But it allows us to recognize something about what we are. We're a wave. We're a wave of change. And we're conscious. We know we are. We know that we are. Not what we are, but we are. And that you will never, ever, ever change. That's your eternity. And when we connect into that, when we become more and more identified with that in ourselves, the moment of now, everything else, let it change as it needs to change. Make use of the opportunity where you can. And you will notice that if we can bring ourselves to this recognition, that's all that's required. We don't need to believe anything. We just need to recognize the grass grows by itself. You function as you are required to function. That's it. the mind is then hijacked by those people who know how to use your functioning in a particular way. So we go back to recognizing this, that there is this abundance. Call it what you want. But this abundance in the present moment, that is infinite in its gifts, infinite. You will finish, but the giving will never finish. It's infinite. It's abundant. Life has always been abundant. We're just trained to look at things in small pieces. Always. The birds will be fed next year. Don't worry about it. As everything else will. New things will come. Some things will go. That's just the way it is. Change. Accepting that change, but at the same time taking responsibility of where you are in the current propaganda that's going on, just everywhere, with everything, and how it's affecting your people that you care about. Are they in a healthier space? Just ask yourself this question. We're in a health crisis, and this health crisis is man-made. It's a mental health crisis that's man-made, traumatizing people, constant stress, and then release, stress, release, stress. Go and look at the Amnesty book on torture, social isolation, fear, unable to express yourself. Do you really think the masks are saving everyone? I mean, come on, guys. Intelligent people. So I think it's that space of saying, no, this is just Mickey Mouse. Do you know what I mean? And if we live in these virtual realities, you will lose the game of life. You will lose the game of life. You will have backed the wrong horse. That's all it is. So in this moment of transpersonal crisis, in this moment of existential thoughts, what's life all about? What's life going to be? We've got people who are saying, well, I can't go to university next year. What's the point of living? All of a sudden, reality is being changed for so many people. Now, if you accept this, that's fine. This is what humanity deserves. Such is life. But we can all make our decision where we are now. Wherever it goes, it's okay. It's all going to turn out to be okay. But in this time of now, it's important to just make sure you look after yourself. Take care of yourself. Just little things. So I want to leave you with a few words that I think are really important. 1, take time out to sit in silence. Take time out to sit in silence. A deliberate thing. If you don't meditate, you start now, but if you do, then increase it. A little bit more. 3, disengage from the dramas as much as you can. 4, know that while there are ways of separating people, there are also ways of bringing people together. Anything that's creative, that's positive, that allows people to come together, to share similar thinking, space, understanding. Before you could have conversations with people. Now you have to have a Zoom call for a meeting. So it's important to have that space of being able to talk, of just having something to download, because it helps us in this time. So we want from the center side to maintain this support space as much as possible, but also ensure that at the same time we provide as much guidance according to whatever's going on to ensure that we have a safe space for ourselves. But important to question what's going on. Yeah. Shall we begin? So today we're going to go with our mantra again. So remember, a few months ago we spoke about how sound will be used as a way of frequency. So sound is frequency. It is movement of vibrations. There are different ways to recognize this. But sound is like a prescription. There are some sounds that have been used for many eons, that are known to have particular therapeutic impact on people. And so you can't just make them up. And they exist in every single tradition. But no one really tells you how to use the sound, right? So sound comes in it has four parts to it. So the sound that you can hear now is a sound. If I whisper it to myself, I can hear it, but you can't. So that's the second part of sound. The third part of sound is when I can just make it as a mental story. So I can say something within myself and listen to it. It's still sound. So it goes from audio to muttering, to go to mental, and then the final part is like a sense of just listening, right? So there are like four parts to sound. The listening part is intention, if you want to know. So what we will do is we will use the four syllables that we've been using, which are va, he, gu, ru. We will go through a process where we will go through all these different variety of states of being and then come and rest in the silence as best as we can. Okay? So if you're ready, feet flat on the ground. Make sure that your back is straight and upright. It's important to have a back that's straight. And notice that your eyes are gently closed. And if your mouth is closed, that's fine. If you can't breathe in through your nose, it's okay to breathe in through your mouth. And if you set the intention, your intention is simply to become present to your experience of what's going on with you right now. So you're going to do this in a number of ways. So the first way is you're going to look at your body. So become aware of your body as best as you can. So breathe in, begin to sense yourself. So you're not thinking about yourself. You're not imagining yourself. You're just sensing your presence within the body itself. And you'll notice that maybe your body doesn't seem so defined. Perhaps that you just sense yourself as a space. See if there's anything dominant in your body, like a ache, a pain, an itch, a tightness. Is there anything like that in your body anywhere? And if there is, just note it. Now bring your focus to the floor or the chair that you're sitting on. And let's begin with the body. Notice how well your body is held in place. You can only be above the ground that's beneath you. Your body seems firm, it seems stable. Notice the sensations where your body makes contact with whatever you're sitting on. Notice those sensations in your body. Bring your focus upwards, becoming aware of your hips. And now as you breathe out, take your focus down your thighs. Notice your knees. And on your next breath out, move your focus down towards your ankles. Moving to your feet. And then move to your soles of your feet as best as you can. Coming back to the chair you're on or the floor. Notice again how well you're held in place, how supported you are. Notice those sensations within your body. And then if you move your focus up your back, so you become aware of your lower back, move this focus towards your middle back, towards your shoulder blades. From your shoulders, move your focus down to your elbows. Moving to the wrists, bringing your focus now to the palms of your hands. Moving our focus now to the fingers. Now bring your awareness to your eyes. So begin to notice the darkness. See if you can soften your eyes a bit. Bring your focus to your mouth. Notice your tongue. How does it feel? Soft or tight? Allow it to soften. Relax your face. As you breathe in, once again coming back to yourself, to your whole body. Again, see if you can notice anything. Now gently bring your focus just beneath your nose. And begin to notice your breath. Noticing your breath as it moves in. Noticing your breath as it moves in, as it moves out. If you find your focus has been distracted by my voice or a thought, notice the distraction, come back to your breath. Bring your focus to the sound of your breath. See if you can listen to the in-breath as it comes in, out-breath as it goes out. Watching the in-breath coming in, watching the out-breath going out. Hold your focus as best as you can. And now, within yourself, mentally, as you breathe in, simply say the word Vahe, and as you breathe out, the word Guru. And we repeat this within ourselves, synchronized with our breath. Stay with the sound within yourself, synchronized with your breath. Vahe Guru. Now, very gently, we're going to bring the same sound to our tongue. So we're going to now begin to mutter Vahe Guru, 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 Vahe Guru. Sofa. Vahe Guru. And then settling on your breath, mentally reciting the same mantra, synchronized with your breath. Begin to lower the volume within yourself. Imagine the sound drifting into space and you're trying to follow it. Listening deep within ourselves. Listening. And on your next breath out, begin to listen to the sound of this bell as best as you can. Listening. Listening. Notice the qualities of the space you've cultivated for yourself. Does it feel peaceful? Does it feel still? Notice how your awareness merges into the silence at the end of this bell. Gently bringing your focus just beneath your nose and sitting with your breath. Noting the silence, the peace, the tranquility, the stillness that you may be experiencing. Notice the breath moving in, the breath moving out. Notice how effortless the breath flows. And simply by watching your breath, you still your mind. This breath is your anchor. Just to connect with your breath is to connect with life, is to connect with yourself, and is to connect with the source itself. For the breath flows by itself. Stay with your breath. Stay with your breath. On your next breath out, expand your awareness. Become aware of your whole body as best as you can. Notice if your body feels still. Does it feel grounded? Notice that the same chair or the floor is holding you in the same position. Notice the sensations in your body where you make contact with whatever you're sitting on. Notice your thighs. From your knees, move your focus to your ankles, all the way down to your feet. And just hold your focus at your feet if you can. Notice your back is still straight and upright. Your shoulders, arms, hands are relaxed and comfortable. Your eyes are still closed, your mouth is still closed, and your face is relaxed. Coming back to your breath again. Notice as the breath comes in, you can sense something in your body. As the breath goes out, you can sense your body. See if you can notice that. As you breathe in, you can sense your body. As you breathe out, you can sense your body. Maybe you can experience a subtle change within your body as the breath comes in, as the breath goes out. Take a moment to acknowledge the time you've taken out for yourself, time you've taken out to sit in silence as best as you could, to connect with yourself and to discard anything that does not serve you. Acknowledge. When you hear the next bell, use this bell to draw a few deep breaths in, and in your own good time, gently opening your eyes. Take your time. Enjoy the silence before the bell. Start slow. Everyone back. Hopefully we'll see you again next week. And maintain silence. It's good for your health. Yeah. And we're here. If you need anything, we'll do the best we can. Okay. So, thank you very much.